What's up, everyone? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. How we doing out there? Wait a second. I'm drinking a little coffee here, my little fat burning coffee, coconut oil, butter. That's where it's at. I thought I would come on and talk about the power of the word no while I also so I made bread the other day, and guys, it was bomb.com. It was so freaking good. I also made like a little, like, not avocado. I was going to make avocado toast, but then I didn't because my avocados weren't ripe, and they've been sitting on this counter for no lie, probably a week, and they're still not ripe. And I was like, I don't have time. So I made like a little egg toast thing, and it was so good. And my body doesn't hate me today, which is another really amazing benefit of this flour that I found, or I should say that was referred to me. And yeah, so I'm making another batch because I have some clients and also some family that were like, I want to try it. And I made, like, just so people could try it, I made like a little, little to-go thing so I could kind of bring some butter into the office with me and people could try it out. But I'm making another one just so that I have enough for the week. So I already made, this is 3 cups of the flour, which I'm going to put out at some point to my newsletter. And this flour I think it's a little bit thicker than most, but it's because it's like literally so nutritious, and like everything in this flour is live, like it's like not live nutrients, which I think is amazing. And there's no herbicides and pesticides or glyphosate, which is awesome. And so what I did in here was 3.5 cups of flour, a half a teaspoon of yeast, and then I did salt. I did garlic in the one yesterday, but the garlic is I like it, but it's a little too much. So I'm just going to try one with just salt, because I kind of like, for me, I personally like my bread a little bit more like bland, because then I can like dip it in things and make, little bread sandwich type of things, kind of, you know what I'm saying? So not sandwiches, but like I can make like a little avocado toast or something like that. And guys, I'm telling you, like, usually when I eat bread and carbs, I literally feel like death for like days. I have no energy. I wake up feeling awful. And I will tell you, I had it yesterday, and I had like 2 pieces, and today I woke up, bowels were good, energy is good, slept like a rock. So like, we love that. So this is my warm, well, actually it's more like steaming. So I'm going to be a little ginger with it, but I'm adding, this is 1.5 cups-ish of water. And you guys, you can, like, I hate to say it, but you can YouTube how to make bread. Like, a client of mine literally sent me a link on how to make bread, and it was super easy and really good. So, but I'm just going to show you what I do. So in my bowl, I'm literally going to just start pouring a little bit. I have a spatula. I had a whisk, and I don't like whisks. I don't know why. I just don't like them. They're annoying to like try to clean and get out of, get the stuff out of it. So I'm going to use a spatula today. So I wanted to talk about the word no, because I feel like a lot of people, they kind of just go along with stuff, or they will, they do things to please other people. And while I think, it's one thing to like, do fun things and go out with your family and yada, 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 there's also parts that I'm kind of like, you know what? Yeah, sure. But I'm also like, why am I going to do that at the detriment of my own sanity and my own, beliefs? And I'm not going to, like, I've gotten to a point in my own life where I'm just not going to be around people who are negative, or people who don't have, it's obviously like not going to be perfect, but like, I'm not going to be around people who don't have like a positive mindset, because honestly, it's just exhausting when you're around people and you're doing things that don't kind of mesh with you, so and I just don't, at the end of the day, it's like, you guys ever heard that, like, that saying, it's like, I'd rather be alone than be with somebody that makes me feel more alone. That's kind of how I've been like living my life recently, and it's pretty amazing. And I listened to a lot of things on, like old mentors and things, that people that have kind of figured it out and kind of just like bestow onto you or onto me. And when I tell you that like those people have absolutely like created who I am and helped me figure out who I am and all that good stuff, I more and more just kind of start saying, yeah, I don't really, and it's not like a bad, like, no, I'm not going, like, I'm not being mean about it, but like, if somebody invites me to an event, like somebody, for example, invited me to church, and I kind of was at that point where I was like, hey, Vilo, I'm making bread. I was at that point in my life where I was like, you know what, like, I have an amazing relationship with God, and I don't, I don't think that me going to church, and I have thought this for a long time, me going to church doesn't validate me as a Christian, doesn't validate me as a person. And I think a lot of people think that if they don't go to church, then they're sinning or whatever. And so I said no to my friend who was like, do you want to go to church with me? I was like, honestly, no, I don't. And it's not like a judgment. It's literally just like, I don't really feel great when I go there. And it's because a lot of things happened to me when I did go to church. And it's not like I'll be honest with you, it was because as a gay guy, people get very judgmental and kind of get in the way of your finding God or your relationship with God. And first of all, to be clear, I do not put my entire identity in being gay. It's like 1% of who, maybe 5% of who I am. And I don't put all of my soul and all of my being on that. So just in case people are watching and they're like, but you're gay. Yeah, that's like this much of who I am. Okay. Anyway, I went to a church, and, somebody like a pastor kind of called me out in the middle of an aisle and literally basically told me that like, I can't know God if I'm gay. And I was like, and this is why more gay people and more people in general, not just gay people, but people in general I feel a lot of people in the church, and again, this is just observation, they are judgmental because they don't understand and they don't want to understand you. And so, I went to a church a couple of weeks ago and I got really hot, right? And that to me is like an emotional response to what I went through a couple of years ago with this person calling me out in the middle of the aisle, not knowing a single thing about me. And it really like struck a chord in me of like, even when I was getting ready to go to this service a couple of weeks ago, I literally was like, why am I having such a huge response to this? And it was because my body was still in that place of, wow, Vilu, that means a lot to me, like a lot. Wow. Thank you. Yeah, Vilu just said, I see more of God in you than in most Christians. And you know what? It's because everyone's on their own path and on their own journey. And I think I have to stop for a second. Just so you guys know, I'm killing it. I'm so excited. Bread is great. I'm making it from scratch. So those of you who, it's so easy, you guys, it's so easy. So anyway, I hope that other, of the gay population listen to this at some point in their life, or maybe it comes on to them and they see this, is that God loves you. And I believe firmly that a lot of churches get in the way of that relationship. A lot of people get in the way of your path because they don't understand you, or they don't want to understand you. And a lot of people, I think, not even just in the gay community, I think a lot of people are just misunderstood, and it's because of their past. It's because of their limitations, right? So many people have put limitations on us at such an early age, or experiences have happened to us at such an early age, that we now kind of continue to like vibe in that and let that kind of take over who we are. But if you would stop letting things take over you and stop letting like people and your mindset, and people sabotage you all the time. Like I can't even tell you how many people I see that like they will, you surround yourself with a bunch of people who are, and this is just, again, something I've seen is like when you surround yourself with a bunch of people who just agree with you or who just tell you how you want to feel or just tell you, like, don't ever make you think. I don't want to be around people that just kind of agree with me all the time because it doesn't push me to be better, right? And I see that a lot in different places is that people literally just agree to agree, but they don't agree to, and like they don't challenge. They don't go, I mean, that's great, but like, what if you saw it from this perspective? Because I think when you think and when you really do just kind of like have an opinion, like we've gotten into this place where it's like we can't even have an opinion about stuff anymore. And it's just crazy because I'm very opinionated. Somebody actually said to me, they were asking me about, you know, nutrition and supplements and stuff. And they said, well, what do you think about, you know, X, I can't remember exactly what it was, but, and I just said, yeah, no. And she goes, wow, you really don't have a poker face. And I said, in my head, I went, would you want me to? Like, again, I think we kind of got into this place of in society where it's like people want you to kind of have like a bedside manner. And it's like, listen, like, yeah, I don't want you to be a jerk, but at the end of the day too, you're here to, or you're working with me or you're talking to whoever because you want their opinion. So, so I was like, yeah, I don't really like that. Or, you know, I'm not a huge fan. She goes, wow, like you really can't hide anything. I was like, well, again, I have seen it in experience and seen it in other people and seen that it doesn't really work well. And not to say that you can't, because everyone's individual. And I also think that we got into such like a hive mind. We got into such a place of especially in like the fitness world, which I could talk about the fitness world for a minute, because I think, while I think it's important to stay healthy, and I think it's very important to stay fit, because when you're fit, your mind is fit, your body is fit, everything just works. I think that the fitness world got almost too obsessive about exercise and too obsessive about how you look about everything. And truth be told, I see a lot of fit people who are like 6-pack abs, all this stuff, shredded. And I'm like, but then they come to me and they're like, I have this wrong with me and this wrong with me. So for 1 second, I want you guys to understand. And again, this is not me saying it's okay to be overweight, because it's not. What I am saying is, don't look at someone and go, wow, like they're so fit, because on the inside, they may be feeling a whole lot of something in there. And until a lot of people don't want to admit that, right? Like they don't want to admit that they're in a ton of pain, or that they're super anxious or super depressed or super whatever. So, and the reason why I say that and bring this up in this video specifically about saying no is because, especially in the fitness world and in the holistic world, I feel like people don't realize that saying the word no is such a key part of growing. Like not saying no to events, saying no to people, saying no to being around certain people, saying no to friends. You know, like we've gotten so used to just saying yes to everything. And listen, saying yes to things is great because it's opportunity, right? But I think as an energetic person, like I see it all the time where people kind of just like freely give up their energy to people and then they find themselves exhausted, or they freely give up their energy to people and they find out that like, wow, like it really affected their digestion or affected their stress or what have you. And I don't think people understand that when you're around certain people, it can absolutely affect your response to stuff, and it can affect how you feel, and it can affect your sleep, and it can affect your workouts. And it has such a sincere effect on your body, and people just, they don't give it any credit. So I think I'm finished. So look at that. Woohoo! Made my dough, and now I'm just going to cover it, let it rise, and cook it later today. So that's exciting. But yeah, so my point, I guess, in saying like, take your power back and start saying the word no. And I don't mean just like say no to people. I just mean like trust yourself and trust. I think, again, like I sort of made a little short about this a while ago, of just how you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in what you're feeling. You need to believe in where you're being led. And just because, again, like, you know, you might have had, this is part of life is also, you have people in your life, like I've had tons of friends in my life and they come and go. And I think the more people can kind of get into this space and understanding of like people will come and go from your life. And when you are resistant to letting go of people or to finding new people, you will get stuck because you're kind of in this mental paradigm where you can't move forward because you're so afraid of loss or you're so afraid of letting go of like who you used to be. And if there's one thing that I'm going to take a little sip of coffee. If there's one thing that I've learned in the past like 3 years, it's literally that when I just like let go and let God kind of just move through me and just take out people who I know aren't working and take it. Because again, my personality has shifted as I have continued to detox my body and get my body healthier. And what I've seen in the world, like my personality has absolutely shifted, and in a good way for me. Like I'm very happy with where I'm at in terms of experiences and seminars that I've gone to, and people that have come in and out of my life in that aspect of work too. Is just like, I think the more resistant we are, and again, this is something that you have to actively work on and like write in your own journal, but like the more you can kind of go like, that person served me and now I'm moving forward. That's your body literally telling you like, yeah, you don't need to do that. And trust and believe when I go like, there are certain people, mentors, friends that I've kind of gone like, but they did this for me. So I try to like justify keeping them in my life. But in reality, I'm like, yeah, I just don't think it's meant for me anymore. I think I'm moving forward. I think I'm growing. I think that they've served me for that point of my life. And I think a lot of people just get so afraid of moving forward and letting go because they're afraid of what that might look like. And that's okay. Like that's a natural fear, but I just say to push past the fear. I say to push through the anxiety of what it feels like to let go of someone, let go, even family. Like, and my family knows, like, listen, I don't go to every family function anymore. Because there's just certain people in my family that I don't really agree with and that make me kind of just that annoy the shit out of me. Like, I'm just going to be real. And I think that goes for family, friends, clients, coworker, whatever it may be. Like I am a fan and a huge proponent of saying yes to people and also saying no. And I think there's power in both of those things. And there's also power in simplicity. And I think that a lot of people talk a lot. And then there's people that just observe and go, yeah, I'm not doing that. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. Right. Like, for example, people have asked me like, you should do theater more. Or you should. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that because, it's just not where I'm at currently in my life. And that's okay. And I think a lot of people are afraid of saying and admitting, yeah, I did that experience or I had that experience. It was all right. But then they're afraid of moving forward because of what that might mean of who they are, and that the fact that they may be changing and the fact that they may be realizing like, maybe that's not for me anymore. And that's where a lot of people get scared. And it's okay to be scared, but it's also not okay for you to hold yourself back because of what other people may think of you or even what you may think of yourself. I think there is a huge difference in trusting yourself versus holding yourself back. And because your bot, like if there's one thing that I've learned, it's like I pray about something, I write something down, I go, okay, God, like where am I going next? What's the next seminar I'm going to? Who am I going to meet? Who's the next client? Like I put it out there, and this is my secret. I put it out there, and then I go, okay, that'll come. I believe in it because I believe in myself. I trust myself. I believe in it. And then I just let it go because I know it will come when that time is right. And I put it out there every day, right? And I also put things that I don't put things that I don't want because I believe in the power of the positive thought as opposed to the negative thought. So, but my whole point in this is it's okay to say no. It's okay to move on. It's okay to adjust. It's okay to maybe 1 month you literally have a client that comes in and you're like, and again, you're bringing things into your own body and into your own space. So if you're bringing somebody in, guess what? And you don't like them, guess what happened? You brought them in somehow. So you need to look at yourself in the mirror. This is, again, where we are attracting things here. So if you're thinking things like, I need more money, I want client, I just want people, but like, you're going to attract whatever you think about, right? And whatever you believe in as well. So if you're always just saying like, I just want more money, or I want this much, but you're not putting a thought onto like what kind of person that you want to come in to work with you, or what kind of friend you want in your life, or what kind of partner you want in your life, you're going to get what you put out. If you want somebody who's emotionally unavailable, because you, again, I also believe in this, if you are emotionally unavailable, and if you are in a place where you don't know how to, if you like, let's say you want somebody who communicates, or you want somebody in your, or a client who is all in, but if you're not all in, why do you think that you would bring that into your own existence? Because you're not being specific enough about the things that you want in your life. You're kind of just throwing it out there without being specific. A lot of life, in what I've seen, is about specificity. So the more specific you can be, and the more things that you just say, like when people say like, oh, you're being this. Nope, I'm actually not. I'm going to call you out and say no. Again, this is the power of no. When people kind of project onto you, or kind of tell you how you're reacting, how you are behaving. Again, like when someone tells me how I'm behaving or how I'm being, I literally will go, I'll think about it for a second, and I'll go, am I doing that? Am I projecting, or am I being insecure? And I'll think about it. And if I am, I'll say, you know what, you're right, I am. But if I'm not, I'm going to say, nope, you're projecting right now. That's not on me. That's on you. And again, that's where you don't just take on this. We're so kind of used to just people just kind of telling us how we are, or telling us who we are, as opposed to like literally hearing someone go, you know what, you're really insecure, or you're two-faced. And then you think to yourself, am I the old me would have just said, oh my God, I'm two-faced, and would have panicked and gone inward and like felt so just like hurt or taken back, whatever. Now I go, am I two-faced? I'm not two-faced. You're two-faced. You're projecting, right? This is where you need to just start listening to what people say to you, and to what people are kind of labeling you as, and go, that's actually not true. Like when somebody called me what did somebody call me the other day? Oh my gosh, what was it that someone called me? And someone said, you're paranoid. And I said, I'm not paranoid. Nope. I'm just telling you what I like, and you don't like that I'm saying no. And it's an insecurity in you that you don't like, that I'm finally owning up to. Yeah, that's me. Right? So again, don't let people put their crap onto you. And this is where a lot of like misplaced emotions, and why we always take on emotional sides of people, is because we kind of just let people go, you're this, or you're that, or you're da 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 da. And that's why people are so mentally all over the place, is because you're just taking on what someone's putting onto you, as opposed to asking the question, do you think you're paranoid? No, actually, I don't think I'm paranoid. I think I'm just making an observation of, I don't like how I feel around this person. Oh, okay, fair, period. Right? That's a conversation. But I think that when people just say, you're being paranoid, or you're a victim, or you're this, or you're that, and I've done it myself, and I, can own up to what I've done. But again, the point in this message is to say, you have more power than you think you are to create and or recreate your life going forward. So don't for 1 second think I'm stuck, or I can't, or like you're bringing all that in, right? You can't, you can create more money. You can create more opportunities for yourself. You can make your own bread. Like I made bread for the first time 2 days ago, and I was like, forget it, F it. I'm making another one because I can. And I did, and I'm going to, okay? So it literally comes down to just trusting yourself, trusting what God is also saying to you, believing in what God is saying to you, moving forward, letting go of your past. This is a thing, a quote that I heard, I can't remember who it was from, but a quote from some other master who has mastered their life. You can't expect to change and be something new and a new future unless you change your own personality, right? You need to be able to go from here, this is who I was, to now here, this is who I am now. And that will take time. It will take a shift of personality. It will take a shift of owning where you were and the experiences that you've had and all that trauma that has happened to you, right? Because we've all had it. Like, I'm not going to, we can't deny that. But then using that and going, I'm not going to let that be who I am now, and also in the future. I'm going to conquer that and continue to move forward to be who I know God made me to be and who I want to be, right? Take your power back, you guys. Take your power back, right? And a part of that means that you need to get toxins out of your body, and that you need accountability, and that you need people who care about you and who want you to friggin' thrive in the world. Contact me. Like, if you go to my website, there's a book now page. Book that sucker. Get in for a consult. Okay. There's no fear. We're not here to hurt you. We're here to help you. So just remember that. Remember that there's more people out in the world right now who are here to help than who are here to hurt. But I think that because of what our world is showing right now, everyone's kind of in this like fear space and in this no hope space. So please reach out. Please reach out if you need help nutritionally, if you need help getting out of your negative mindset, if you need help, you don't know anything about working out and about moving and about you want to feel healthier and stronger, like, reach out to us. We are here to help you. And the results that we see, and that a lot of it comes down to getting you out of your own head and getting you out of your own way. And a lot of people don't realize that they are in a very they are scared of letting go. They are scared of trusting someone, because look at our country. There's no trust at all in anything hardly right now. So we are here to help build that trust, because we know that trust is built over time. So just realize that we're here to meet you where you're at, and we want to help you. And through muscle testing, through functional exercise and foundational exercise, and detoxifying and supporting your body, we have seen massive change in people. And we are part of that group of people, and that's that side of things that wants you to really feel amazing. And so I hope this helps. Start saying no to things and start saying yes to things that you actually want. And if it takes you a minute, it's okay. And saying no for the first couple times ain't always easy. So don't think it's going to be easy, because it's not. It's hard to say no. It's really hard to own who you are. It's really hard to be okay with who you are. So just continue to practice the word no, and also the word yes to things that you need to, right? And have a really awesome week, and make your own bread, because you can, because I can. All right, go kill it. Peace.